Folks, in my 20 years wandering through the dark alleyways of NFL scouting, I've seen a lot. A lot of moves, a lot of deals, a lot of secrets buried deep beneath the surface. But let me tell you something I'd bet my reputation on. What's unfolding right now as I speak is unlike anything you've ever seen. I'm talking about a seismic shift, a move so bold, so audacious, it could reshape the balance of power across the entire league. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a rumor. It's a reality in the making, a secret whispered in shadows, waiting to explode into the open. Something huge is happening, and unless you're plugged in, you're about to be blindsided. But listen, if you want the truth before anyone else, if you crave the kind of intel that insiders clamp their lips on, then hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on your notifications. Because this story is about to go to places nobody dares to go. You're either on the inside, in the know, or left in the dust. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal could be the game changer of 2026, and it's happening right now. So buckle up. I've got exclusive, bombshell intel on a trade that could redefine careers, reshape franchises, and leave league powerhouses trembling in their cleats. This isn't just about any player. This is about Zay Flowers, the Baltimore Ravens' shining star, a budding superstar who's only just begun to show his true potential. And the team that's eyeing him, the Washington Commanders. Yes, the team with a storied past but a future that's hanging on a knife's edge. What's brewing behind closed doors? How does a player of Zay's caliber suddenly become the centerpiece of one of the league's most explosive trades? Stick with me, because what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Let's peel back the curtain because, trust me, the best is yet to come. Now, if you're thinking this is just idle chatter, think again. The Commanders, after a brutal 5-12 campaign in 2025, an unmitigated disaster after that promising NFC championship run, are hell-bent on turning the page. But it's not just coaching upheavals or roster reshuffles. They're eyeing something much bigger, something that could catapult them right into the league's elite. And that's where Zay Flowers comes into focus, not just as a talented young receiver, but as a potential cornerstone of their rebuild. Let me take you through the current state of the Washington Commanders. Head coach Dan Quinn, despite the team's struggles, remains a respected figure, a defensive guru with a background that commands attention. The front office, led by owner Josh Harris and GM Adam Peters, is assessing every possible avenue to ignite the franchise. They're already making coaching moves, promoting David Bluff to offensive coordinator, but everyone knows the real prize isn't just a new OC or a defensive coordinator pursuit. It's the star power, the playmaking spark that transforms a team from mediocrity to contender. And that brings us directly to Zay Flowers. Currently, as of January 26, 2026, Flowers is a Baltimore Raven, a 24-year-old dynamo, a rookie who's exceeded expectations with over 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2025. His sheer explosiveness, his elusiveness, the way he shifts gears in a blink. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill receiver. This is a game changer. Films show him melting defenders with razor-sharp cuts, breaking ankles with subtle fakes, turning short catches into big gains with sheer speed. His route running. Imagine a jazz musician improvising with perfect timing. His quick acceleration, rated at 92, makes defenders look slow, and his agility at 93. It's like watching a dancer on the field. Advanced metrics back this up. His yards per route run, YPRR, last season, an eye-popping fourth in the league among wideouts with over 80 targets. His contested catch rate. Improving, but what stands out isn't just his catching. It's the way he creates separation at the line of scrimmage, using a quick release rated at 79 to beat press coverage. No wonder Baltimore trusts him on those crucial third downs. No wonder he's their #1 weapon, reliable, dynamic, electric. But what's truly fascinating, and what has league insiders whispering, is that the Commanders see in Flowers something rare. They're willing to make a massive push. Why? Because they recognize that their offense, as good as it can be, is missing that special element, a true game breaker. Terry McLaurin is a consistent target, but he's more of a possession guy. Jahan Dotson is promising, but not yet elite. They need that ultimate difference maker, that spark to elevate their attack and create mismatches. The question is, could Baltimore really be willing to part with Zay? And more critically, why would they? Well, here's where it gets juicy. Baltimore, despite their recent success, faces looming uncertainty. Their cap sheet is tight, and with Lamar Jackson's future still a hot potato, contract negotiations stalled, injury concerns lingering, they might be open to a seismic move. Zay Flowers, while locked into his rookie deal through 2026, projects to command a hefty extension, possibly $20 million or more annually. The Ravens might see an opening, a chance to leverage their young star for a draft haul or other pieces that could accelerate their rebuild. Meanwhile, in Washington, the appetite is insatiable. They need to hit a home run, and Zay's talent fits perfectly with their offensive philosophy: speed, versatility, matchup nightmare. Their new offensive coordinator, David Bluff, is known for creative scheming, and with young quarterback Jaden Daniels, who's already shown flashes of brilliance, could be the perfect match for Zay's skill set. Imagine what Flowers could do with Daniels, a combo that could redefine the NFC East. So how does this all unfold? Let's get into the mechanics. How does a deal of this magnitude even happen? Because, believe me, this isn't just a simple swap of picks and players. The NFL's trading rules, salary cap intricacies, and franchise priorities all come into play. First, the compensation. Baltimore, eyeing future assets, would likely want multiple high-value picks, possibly a first-rounder in 2026, maybe a second-rounder or a player package to sweeten the deal. On the flip side, Washington's front office, desperate for explosive offensive weapons, might try to package a young player or cap relief in return. There's talk of a conditional first-round pick, maybe a late-rounder upgraded if Flowers hits certain performance benchmarks or makes All-Pro, a typical NFL leverage play. Salary cap gymnastics, certainly. Zay's rookie deal is fully guaranteed, but Baltimore would want some form of compensation, perhaps an extension or restructured deal to offset the risk. Washington, meanwhile, must clear cap space, likely by restructuring veterans or cutting loose established players, to afford Flowers' new contract. The league's cap outlook this offseason suggests a window of flexibility for the Commanders, roughly $40 million in available space, enough to make a splash. The real winners. Clearly, Washington would gain a dynamic threat that can instantly elevate their offense. Baltimore, if they execute this, could acquire future picks, cap flexibility, and perhaps a young defensive piece to rebuild around. The potential losers. Both teams face risks. Baltimore's losing a premier talent just as he's entering his prime, and Washington risking a steep investment in a receiver who's yet to reach his full upside. But here's the wild card. League insiders whisper about the strategic timing. Why now? Because with the offseason looming, free agency, draft prep, executing this move early allows the Commanders to shape their roster with Zay as the focal point. It's a calculated gamble. Do you build around a young superstar, or do you roll the dice to find a comparable talent later? The signs point toward Washington pushing hard for Zay's services. Now let's talk about how Zay fits into this puzzle. His scheme fit. Perfect. His game? Transcendent. He's a perfect mesh for the Commanders' offense. Think of him as the missing piece in their quick-strike, yard-after-catch system. His route running is refined enough to thrive in a West Coast scheme under Bluff, and his speed makes him a nightmare for defenses. His comparison? Imagine a Deshaun Jackson in his prime, but with better route discipline and more consistency. The projection. With Daniels or even a more established QB in Washington, Flowers could be a 1,500-yard receiver, a double-digit touchdown threat, and a true game breaker. His ceiling, sky-high, think in the realm of Tyreek Hill or Justin Jefferson. His floor, still very high given his route running and reliable hands. Worst-case scenario. Adjustments, injuries, or scheme mismatches could temper his numbers, but even then, he remains one of the most exciting young talents in the league. And let's not forget, this move would shake the entire NFC East. Imagine the ripple effects. Eagles' defensive coordinators scrambling to adapt. Cowboys, secondary forced to double cover. Giants now facing a new kind of speed that could speed up their rebuilding timeline. Flowers in Washington could be the catalyst for a new era, one filled with explosive plays, playoff runs, and the kind of respect that commands headlines across the league. So, what's my final take? If I had to place my bet, this trade is not just a possibility, it's a near certainty if the right offer lands on the right desk. The league is watching, the Ravens are listening, and the Commanders are hellbent on making a splash. It's about timing, value, and vision. And I've got sources telling me that the pulse in Washington is racing. with Zay Flowers' name at the top of their wish list. Expect fireworks in the coming weeks. This isn't just about a trade, it's about redefining futures. Keep your eyes peeled, because when the smoke clears, this could be the deal that echoes through NFL history. And remember, those insiders who say they know everything, they don't have the full picture. I do. And trust me, this story is only just beginning. Stay tuned, because what I'll bring you next will make your jaw drop. The league's best-kept secret is about to explode into the open, and you heard it here first.